Happy New Year, everyone, and welcome to the December edition of the Atlassian Community Roundup. We finished off 2023 with another fantastic set of articles, so without further ado, let's dive in. Okay, I live in Canada, and we have not had much snow yet, and I unfortunately have the news of sharing a snowstorm of security vulnerabilities. So Atlassian at the beginning of December did share a number of security vulnerabilities that have been identified. My statement is, if you miss this, please take action immediately. A number of these are listed as 9.8 out of 10 on the severity scale, so they are very critical to getting a resolution to quickly. Check out the various reports, see if there's things that are going to affect you, and take action to protect yourself and your company. I'm not going to go too much further into that because there's just way too much to cover with that. So just do everything you need to be safe. That's out of the way. Let's move on. You may have noticed that some community emails have been marked as spam. As of the time of me writing the article and recording this, that has not been resolved yet. So please bear with the team as they work on fixing that problem. If you are able to retrieve them from your spam folder, that is one way that you can definitely get the information you need to if you're, like me, one of the people that uses the email notifications as a means of keeping up to date with things. The other option you have available to you is the bell notification in the community will show you your activity feed, which will definitely help you keep track of some of those things. It's not as ideal for me as email notifications, but it definitely helps when that's not always the most readily available thing. Moving on, Happy Little Circles is the end of an era. If you are familiar with the badges that have been on your profile, those are going to be going away. The Kudos pilot program has been around for a while now, and that is going to be the official means of providing points and badges to people going forward. There is a nice little nod to some of the people who have earned a ton of the badges. In addition, if you have earned at least 50 of those badges, you will get this nice Happy Little Circles Kudos badge, just as a means of showing off a little bit of history from the community. Next up, finding your path within the Atlassian community. If you are new here and this is the first thing you have found, welcome. I highly recommend you go and check out this. This will definitely get you started on how to get around the community. If you are a veteran who's here in the community roundups on a regular basis, please point anyone new that comes into the Welcome Center at this article. It's definitely going to be a great place to get them on their way and figuring out how to navigate and make the most of the community. Next up, sharing your favorite moments from 2023. Not only was this a great walk down memory lane of some of the community's best moments that people have posted, it's also done a great job of helping to clean up the ocean. For every comment that this got, 10 pounds of plastic was cleaned up out of the ocean, with 1,000 pounds available. So this was definitely a great initiative, and also a wonderful way to look back at everything that has happened in 2023. Next up, more great things for things that you can do for a great cause. Sharing off your holiday sweater. This one did unfortunately end as a contest on December 16th, but the winner was able to give $250 to their local food bank, which is absolutely amazing. I can't thank Atlassian enough for being very generous in that way. So if you were able to share them, great. If you haven't, at least go and look through and see some of the holiday sweaters that were shared, because there's some really good ones in here. Next up, the first community Atlassian holiday social. If you have been around for a while, you will know that open community socials hasn't been a thing until now. I unfortunately was celebrating my daughter's second birthday when this was happening, but I heard it was an absolutely wonderful event. So if you have were able to check it out, that's awesome. Hopefully this will mean that there will be more events like these in the future. So we can only hope for that. Next up, the call for speakers for the Atlassian Team Tour Government 2024. That is an event that will be coming up on March 6th. the call for speakers is still technically open. It's open for about another 2 or 3 days, I believe. January 5th, I think, is the closing deadline. They are looking for stories from people who work with or in government that are willing to present at this event. I believe it's going to be live in Washington, but there will also be a digital component to this. So if you have a story you can share, be sure to get it into the portal before the deadline. Next up, speaking of events, Atlassian Unleash happened on December 8th. I believe it was December 8th anyway, where it was held live in Amsterdam and it was available digitally. I unfortunately wasn't able to go to Amsterdam, but I did check out the digital. If you were not able to attend in person, the one thing I would like to remind you is that there is going to be a post-event at a number of the local communities around the world. So if you are near one of these locations that's here, be sure to check and see if you can go to that event. They're going to have a number of Atlassian speakers at these events. It's going to have a little bit more pomp and circumstance than your typical community events. So if there's somewhere close to you that you are able to attend this, I would highly recommend going and checking it out. And last up, there is a new series that is starting in January called the Live Learning Sessions. There are a number of people who create content for the Atlassian community who are going to be doing some getting started sessions with the ability for you to ask questions live. So it's not going to be a webinar where it's a recorded session and there will be people answering questions. The people who are actually presenting this will be there to help you answer things live. Yours truly will be the first one up talking about Atlassian certifications on January 8th, but be sure to check out the others that will be happening throughout the month. And then these will probably be repeating on a month-per-month basis, so if you are interested in some extra learning where you get to have a live interaction with the presenters, be sure to follow the new live learning chapter that's going to be posted as a part of that. That's all we have for the announcements and highlights for this month. Okay, moving right on over into our product updates and feature announcements. The big one coming out of Unleash was the fact that Atlassian Intelligence is now GA. Now, there's a few things you need to know about that. Number one is that it is only going to be available for the premium and enterprise plans, which I kind of saw coming. If you were involved in the beta, though, and you are on either a free or a standard plan, you will still have access to the Atlassian Intelligence features until June 30th of 2024. So, I would say anyone who was a part of the beta, do be sure to take advantage of the fact that you still have access to those features, even for a little bit. Anyone on Premium who did not take part in the beta, now is your time to shine because you can get access to these features free of charge. If you want more information on what capabilities are unlocked, go check out this article. They show everything that is going to be unlocked now, as well as a number of things that are coming soon. Next up, what's new in Confluence Cloud? This is covering the last quarter, so October, November, and December. There are a number of new features that have come out, and this just highlights some of the things that you might want to take advantage of. If you haven't been paying attention to a number of the release notes recently, this is a good recap of a number of the major things that have come out over the last few months. So you might want to go and see what you've been missing out if you haven't been following along. In the same vein of things that are coming soon, or I should say, at this point should have already arrived by the time this video is posted, there are changes coming to the way in which moving content in Confluence Cloud works. Previously, and I am definitely an offender of this, I would move massive page trees, which would slow things down. As of December 14th, there's now going to be an enforcement of a 100-item limit per move operation. So if you are one of those people like me who does large page tree moves every once in a while when we're trying to reorganize things, keep this in mind as you're going to want to come up with a plan to stay within that 100-page limit. Next up, still within Confluence, they have now added 2 new slash commands that allow you to create Jira issues or other Confluence pages from within a Confluence page or within the comments of a Confluence page. So this stems from the whole idea of trying to keep you where you're working with tighter integrations between the products. I think this is really neat. And then on the flip side of that, from within a Jira issue, you are now able to create Confluence pages. So the reverse of that, again, I think this is super cool. I think you should check it out if you haven't already. That's creating a page right from within a Jira issue, or creating Jira issues right from within Confluence pages. I love seeing tighter integrations between the various products. Speaking of tighter integrations, Atlas goals are now something that you can find within the Jira Software Cloud timeline. So if you are using that roadmap view for sprint planning, you can now find your Atlas goals in line with that, which can definitely help you with the planning process. Moving on over to Jira Service Management, this is a what's new in December. There are a number of cool things that are now available. Custom domains for help centers, which I know a number of people who have been waiting on that one. Some of the other things that I thought were super cool is that there are now new simplified request type templates. And more specifically, again, another announcement out of Unleash, the Jira Service Management virtual agent is now generally available. That is their agent that is powered by AI. So if you didn't get the hint that Unleash was a very AI-heavy event, this is your update on that now. Next up, Jira Work Management has now added some new nonprofit templates. I thought this was just a cool one to include because it's nice to see that Atlassian is thinking of the nonprofit side of things. So if you have a nonprofit program that you are either thinking about starting up, or it's one that you have started up and looking for a better way to manage it, you might want to check out these templates and see if they're going to be something that might be beneficial for you. And last up and final thing for our product announcements, Jira Work Management has their December wrap-up where they talk about a number of the things that have happened over the course of the month. So if you want to check out all the new things that Jira Work Management is doing, go check out this article and be sure to see what's going on there. That's it for our product updates. Be sure to also check out the trending discussions, the questions left out in the cold, and the automation corner. All of those have some really great things for you as well. I hope you enjoyed watching, reading, or listening to this as much as I enjoyed putting this together for you. It's hard to believe that 2023 has come to an end. So with that, I hope you have a wonderful start to 2024, and I really look forward to seeing you back here at the same time next month. And with that, thanks for stopping by.